What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Trading Crypto. Today we're going over Arcblock, which is up 0.2% at 94 cents. We're at $93 million market cap, extremely small market cap for this coin with a circulating supply of 98 million out of 186 million. So there's only 186 million coins that can be in circulation, and having over half or just about half in circulation is a good sign in my personal opinion. Now, the all-time high in this was a year ago at 469. That's 79% down. We are 79.8% down from that current all-time high. All-time low is 5 years ago. If you would have bought 5 years ago, you'd be up 18x right now with the current price of 94 cents. So Arcblock's currently available on the following exchanges. You have Coinbase, Gate.io, LCX, BitCub, and you have two different pages of exchanges. So it's not on a whole lot right now, but it is on a big boy, Coinbase. A lot of people have access to that exchange. So with that, let's get into the price prediction and technical analysis on ABT. All right, everybody, let's get into ABT. We're gonna start with the 1 week chart, then go down to the day chart here. A lot of coins are looking good on the weekly time frame, but unfortunately, this one right here, the only thing that's kind of concerning is the stock RSI. We do have the stock RSI in the weekly topping out and starting to see a retracement, but similar back to 2023, we probably are gonna pull something similar to this right here because we really don't have enough time to come all the way back down here and then back up again for ABT, and I don't see any reason why we would with the current market conditions. If we draw our fibs from the high to the low, we're finding support off the 618 which is awesome on the weekly. So this is the price that we must stay above. We must stay above, I would say 92 cents, 90 to 92 cents. Write that down on a sticky note, tattoo it on your cat's forehead. I don't care what you do, but we cannot break below 90 cents for ABT. If we break below 90 cents, unfortunately, it's going to be a pretty nasty correction, and that would just be a continuation of this downtrend that you've been experiencing since May of 2024. You can see you have one, two, higher low, higher low, higher low, and then something like that. So we do not want to break below this 618 right here, guys, but indicators are looking horrible on the weekly. You got a very, very deep buy signal, the deepest buy signal you've ever gotten, which is a good sign. Unfortunately, the RSI is retracing and the MACD is losing his bullish momentum right here. It's kind of flatlined. So this is kind of a pay attention moment for this coin because we really, really don't want to break below that 90 cents. You can see the downtrend is still holding here, and the channel is still formed here. Yeah, the channel is still formed here as well. So like I mentioned, if we did happen to break below that 618, there's a pretty nasty chance that we could be seeing something like that in the weekly. But with that being said, we go to the day chart, we might get a little bit different picture, and the day chart is printing a little bit different picture than we're seeing on the weekly, which is nice. So if we look at this day chart right here, if we drop from the high to the low like we did on the weekly, we can see we did get a support bounce off that 618. We're currently riding it as support at about that 90 to 92 cents area. The great part is on the day chart, look at the stock RSI completely bottomed out right here, all the way down to -4. Every time we've bottomed out on the stock RSI, we've seen significant reversals to the upside from that point on. We've never really had a reversal, got rejected, came down here and had like a kind of a double bottom, except we did here in December 2024. But regardless, if you just look in the past history, every time we bottom, we've seen significant rallies to the upside for this coin, which they might not look like a lot, but nonetheless, each one of these is a direct representation of what happens when we bottom out on the stock RSI. So us being bottomed out and finding support at the 618 leads me to believe that ABT on the day chart is going to see some movement to the upside, which is awesome to see because we really, really, really want to break out of this downtrend that we've been in since May of 2024. So stock RSI is looking good. The only bad thing is we did get a double sell signal on the WTX and it's starting to fall pretty rapidly. Not too concerned about that because we do bounce off this zero area quite a bit. Going back to 2024, you can see we generally bounce from this area. So hopefully once you get above that area, that acts as support. Because right here you can kind of see we really didn't find support at that here. We were getting rejected, but now that we're above it, there's a good chance that we could find support around the area around the WTX. One thing that's kind of backing that up is the stock RSI has bottomed out with a nice V shape, so there is that room to run back to the upside and print that overbought signal, which would lead obviously the price to run. The next indication on the day chart that we're going to be seeing some movement to the upside for ABT is The MACD is losing its bearish momentum right here. You can see they're getting some lighter red candles or flat line red candles. We're not seeing the roundedness of the MACD here. We're kind of seeing this and then flat line, which is showing that there is stagnation in the bearishness of the coin. So right now, what I mentioned, just to sound like a broken record, got to stay above 92 to 90 cents. We do have the downtrend resistance to contend with. So I do think in the meantime, there is that chance of us breaking back above a dollar and going to that $1.15, $1.20 area to test out of this downtrend. Now, once this bad boy breaks out of the downtrend, um, we can't shout to the moon yet, but once you break out of this downtrend, you should be seeing some very, very good movement to the upside. What I would be expecting if we broke it is a break back test and then testing the 786 at 2. And then once you get above 2, that's when you're going to start seeing a significant rally like you did back here. You can kind of see what happened here. We got stopped out at 382, we broke above the 382. Let's zoom in a little bit so you can see it. We got rejected off the 382, consolidated on the 236, broke the 382, back tested it as support, and then shot up. So that's what I'm kind of thinking is going to happen right over here. Is if we do break above this downtrend, similar situation, break the downtrend, test $2, back test, and then to infinity and beyond from that point. So you're getting close. You're getting very close to the movement there, guys. Similar situation. The indicators are looking really good on the day chart. A weekly chart's kind of iffy, but the longer term time frames, such as the 3-day and stuff, aren't looking bad at all. It's just the 618 really needs to hold for you guys. But overall, I'm not really too concerned about it capitulating. I think the overall market's getting ready to go, and just this holding the 618 as strongly as it is right now, there's no reason why we would fall. But that is something to take into consideration, though. If we do break below that 618, we do break below that 618, there is the possibility for a quick movement down before we head back up. The 618 is called the golden pocket. The 618 is a very difficult area to get over, and it's a very difficult area to fall below. So now that we're above it, the overall momentum should be bullish. So let's just keep a close eye on those indicators, close eye on these charts, and then reassess the situation. Realistically, the all-time high on this coin was $4 and what was it, 469. I think we can easily smash that this bull run. $4 was all the way back here in May of 2024. It wasn't even back in the hype of the bull run. So this thing's really never, I guess it has seen a bull run, but this thing's really never seen an all-time high in the bull run yet. So there is that possibility. Some people are saying, $60 plus, and with a small market cap of only 93 million in the small circulating supply, it is possible. Technically speaking, it is possible. There's not a lot of coins in circulation. You have a small market cap, and the run up to the 1618 about 60 to $70. I've seen coins do that before, and I always regret not buying them. I bet you guys have too. But realistically, let's keep it realistic. I wouldn't be knocking out a $15 arc block, and then if you want some hopium, you technically speaking, you do have a fib up here at 70, but we'll keep it tentatively $15 right now, and then if this thing explodes, we can just move the goalpost and say 70. But meantime, it doesn't look horrible, guys. It's just going to move sideways a little bit, and then I think once we start getting into the hype towards the end of the year, middle to the end of the year, that's when we're going to start seeing some very bullish movement on ABT. So with that, guys, none of this is financial advice, and if there's any coins you'd like me to chart, you can just send me a super chat in the comments, and I'll get to your coin as soon as possible. Thank you.